Hey guys, my name's Adam if this is your first time here, and today I'm going to be switching things up a bit. Rather than putting out a video every so often about something that I'm passionate about, I've decided to sort of put everything that I feel is important into one video a week and do a retrospective video each week. And then of course I'm going to put in other stuff along the way, but I'm going to try to do one video a week just talking about what's going on in the past week. Just to set the expectation, what you can expect is I'm probably not going to be in the same spot each time. My clothes may change, my background may change. This first video though, I'm going to do it all here because it's the first video, and from here on out I'm probably going to record stories as I hear them, and then at the end of the week combine them and edit them into one big video, and then release it for all of you to enjoy. So, with that out of the way, let's get started. First story of the week is going to be one I'm sure you've heard of. It's that goddamn dress. In case you're living under a rock, there's a picture of a dress that's been circulating all over social media. There's a large debate. People are divided almost equally as to whether this dress is blue and black or white and gold. I was actually in a tiny chat room the day that this video went viral. A lot of the group saw it as white and gold. A lot of the group saw it as blue and black. And there were a few people that were amazed to see it go back and forth, even throughout the time that we were in that video chat together. Personally, I see it as black and blue. If you take it into Photoshop and color dab it, you can see that it is black and blue. Almost equally as interesting as the debate about the color is how quickly people go from that stupid dress to being sucked into the debate as to which color it actually is. There's a lot of explanations as to why people are so strongly divided as to what color this dress is. Some people I've heard it has to do with our cones, it has to do with whether we're well adjusted to night vision or day vision. I heard one of my friends actually said it's a right brain versus left brain. A lot of talk about tungsten and lighting. My best guess is it's just your brain compensating for color correction, but until somebody can really strongly say what's going on here, I've got to say I just don't know, and leave it at that. Also this week, Barack Obama has vetoed the Keystone XL pipeline. As you may know, this pipeline is set to ship oil through Canada and into the United States. This is a big deal for people where I happen to live because I'm in North Bay, Ontario, Canada, for those of you that don't know. Our only freshwater drinking source is Trout Lake, and this pipeline is set to go through that drinking source. So hearing anything that can stop that from happening is good news locally, because there's obviously a lot of concerns about running a pipeline of oil through our only clean drinking water source. Of course, we got to talk about the Oscars. Best Picture went to Birdman. A lot of surprises coming out of the Oscars. Patricia Arquette gave a speech about women's equality. This also led to a lot of debate on Twitter. Specifically, if you're a wrestling fan, you probably know about the altercation between Stephanie McMahon and AJ Lee. Also, Jack Black, another controversial figure, coming out and speaking out against superhero movies.
So we get a superhero: Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Jedi Man, Sequel Man, Prequel Man, formulaic scripts. I
find it hard to believe that someone would call them formulaic. You look at a movie like Watchmen. Is that formulaic? This is a movie or a comic book that was considered completely unfilmable for something like 20 years, and someone actually managed to do it. Look at a movie like The Dark Knight. Hugely successful, so it's not that people don't like it. You can say a lot about that movie, but you can't say that it was formulaic. When The Dark Knight was being released in theaters, they released something like a 10-minute teaser trailer of the first few minutes of the movie, first 10 minutes, and the one thing that I got out of that when I saw it was, this is not going to be like anything I've ever seen before. So it just goes to show you that some people will criticize just about anything, no matter how good it is, just because it's successful. I grew up in a time when we were begging for superhero movies. We would wish we'd just give Spider-Man a chance. Also this week, if you haven't seen it, there was a really awesome Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan-made film. I know that sounds kind of strange to say, a really awesome Power Rangers movie, but trust me, it's nothing like you've ever seen. In fact, it is like something you may have seen. It actually reminded me a lot of the Mortal Kombat fan film that came out a few years ago. This short film was made by Joseph Kahn, and it actually has a celebrity in it. It has James Van Der Beek, who you might know as Dawson from Dawson's Creek.
You actually watched that show?
Saban, which is the company that originally made the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series, has come out and denounced this fan film. Jason David Frank, who you know is the Green Power Ranger or the White Power Ranger or who knows whatever Power Ranger after you stop watching it, because I stopped watching it at that point. Jason David Frank has also denounced this film and spoke out against it publicly, stating that he feels it's too violent to be associated with a PG brand for children, which is kind of silly if you think about it, because it was a PG brand like 15 years ago, so the people that are fans of it aren't exactly children anymore, but whatever. Last Sunday had WWE Fastlane airing. Spoiler alert, Roman Reigns has won and defeated Daniel Bryan, which cements his position in the main event at WrestleMania, which has a lot of fans very upset. Dave Meltzer wrote a very interesting article that's been posted a few spots about how the fans could have turned the tides on this, and what's most interesting is that they didn't see it through enough to do it. Also this week, a video on YouTube of a man who's convicted of killing a child molester in jail has gone viral. What's very jarring about this video is that he's so frank and open and honest about it. If you do a little bit of research, you'll find that this man has been convicted for murder already and is going to spend the rest of his life in prison without the chance of parole. Still very creepy to watch this guy just openly and frankly and nonchalantly talk about killing this man. There was a post on Reddit that pretty much encapsulated my feelings about this guy. A great story about the internet and internet culture. The FCC has decided to rule in favor of net neutrality. What this means is nothing is going to change, and I know that sounds like it's not a big deal, but it is a very big deal. I, of course, live in Canada. We've actually had rules set in place to protect net neutrality since 2009. With that said, it's still a big deal and a huge step in the right direction to see the United States adopt similar principles. And of course, Ronda Rousey at UFC 184 defeated her opponent Kat Zingano in 14 seconds, depending on who you ask. Judo Jean LaBelle, a professional wrestler, was once a coach of Ronda Rousey, and the former coach was outside timing this match with his stopwatch, which is something that he does for all of her matches, and he takes issue with the fact that it's 14 seconds. He says it's only
12.83 seconds. You got that? 12.83 seconds. And if somebody says 14 seconds, they're lying.
Which a lot of people have said it probably is closer to 12. If you total up Ronda Rousey's last two fights, they come up to about 30 seconds. Both of them have been turned into GIF forms. They're less than 2 megabytes each, and they've been shared all over the internet. Fight Sports have been looking for the next Mike Tyson for a long time, and it's clear that Ronda Rousey is that Mike Tyson. She has cleared out her division. Now she's looking for other opponents. Of course, the obvious fight is Cris Cyborg. If you aren't aware, the reason that fight hasn't happened yet, the only reason is because Cyborg needs to come down to Ronda Rousey's weight. There's been a lot of speculation as to how Cyborg is maintaining her weight. I'm not going to get into that.
I don't like people that take dope.
And lastly today is some very sad news. A lot of you already know, of course, that Leonard Nimoy has passed away at 83. Leonard Nimoy is, of course, famous for playing the iconic Star Trek character of Spock. This character is going to live on forever. Of course, it's a very sad day. A lot of people have been sharing Leonard Nimoy's last tweet. It's very eerie and oddly fitting. I personally grew up watching Star Trek as a child, although I didn't watch very much of the original series. I've gone back and watched some of the movies. I mostly was a fan of The Next Generation and the series that came afterwards. However, Leonard Nimoy has been a staple of that franchise throughout all of its incarnations, even its current one. In an attempt to try to put a more positive spin on this, one of the ways that Mr. Spock will live on forever is on Canadian $5 bills. The Bank of Canada has announced that it is not actually illegal to draw Dr. Spock on a Canadian $5 bill. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, and this is something I've been doing since about the 9th grade, it takes very little artistic skill to convert Sir Wilfrid Laurier into Mr. Spock or Leonard Nimoy. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm trying out this new format. Let me know what you guys think. Of course, I'm still going to be making videos throughout the week. If I happen to find something I'm passionate about and want to talk a little bit more about, I'll do that. But I'm going to try to do a weekly wrap-up video at least once a week. Hopefully you guys like it. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.
17,500 fans. She was the second best looking. Ariel, you're the first.
Wow.